Hi, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick, author of the book The Charismatic Edge and creator of the online Charisma Training Academy and creator of the online Time Mastery course. Both great courses you should definitely do. In this particular video, I want to talk to you about uncertainty. Now, what do I mean about uncertainty? Well, the truth of the matter is that the world is so crazy at the moment that there's so many things to keep track of, and it's so difficult to get any sort of certainty in the world. We get bombarded with too many decisions. I go into an ice cream place and I'm stressed by the end of it because I just wanted a simple vanilla ice cream. People are like, oh, you just want vanilla? I'm like, yeah, I just want vanilla. And they're like, do you want like this kind of vanilla? Or why don't you want chocolate? I don't understand. And I'm like, I just want vanilla. And they're like, plain? That's kind of boring. I said, I don't care. I go into McDonald's. I don't really go to McDonald's very often. I'm quite a healthy eater now. But if I had have gone into McDonald's, I'm like, I want a plain burger. They're like, what? I'm saying, yeah, I want a plain burger. And they're like, you just want a plain burger? Do you know what sauce? Or what did I stutter? I want a plain burger. And people give me a big hard time. They don't give me a big hard time, they just give me a hard time. But it feels like it's big because they're giving me a hard time about ordering plain food or ordering vanilla. But the reality is I like things simple most of the time. And the truth is that we've too many choices. Sometimes we need to get simplicity. So handling uncertainty is first of all about realizing that you don't have to be let down by all the things you're not deciding. The reason we're so stressed out is a thing called decision fatigue. Decision fatigue, almost said it, decision fatigue, which is a totally different concept, which means nothing, because it's a made-up term, as opposed to decision fatigue, which I was talking about. Decision fatigue is whenever we've too many decisions and our brains get bombarded with all these decisions, we get stressed out, we get tired, therefore we resort to the default option. If, for example, you might have heard of a particular study that was done on judges, and they noticed that judges in a court of law, those kind of judges, not like the judgment of, whether you go to heaven or hell, whatever those judges are, but literally the judges that judge you for the stuff that you've done that's judgeable. Those judges, they found in a research study, tend to make more decisions that are default decisions the longer that they work without a break. In other words, the more decisions they have to make, the more likely they are to resort to the default state or the default option. Now that's very, very important information from our point of view because it's one great example of decision fatigue. The problem with decision fatigue is that when we are bombarded with too many decisions to make, immediately we then start to get tired, and that's when we make mistakes. We jump to conclusions. We use what we call heuristics or shortcuts to make decisions. And that means that we tend not to make very good decisions, certainly not educated decisions. We react based upon feeling or based upon being tired. So uncertainty comes as a result of all of these decisions and having too many choices and being terrified of making it wrong. Like I've said on other videos and I've said before in the past, if we're wrong, we feel bad. If we're right, we feel good. So uncertainty is that not being right about something, not being sure about something, and also feeling the concern or the worry or the anxiety around potentially being wrong. So what's important about being able to handle uncertainty is that you get comfortable with whatever happens. You develop flexibility and you develop the ability to be able to handle whatever comes your way. The truth is that when we decide what we're going to do with our life, for example, or we decide who we're going to marry, or we decide what kind of house we're going to live in, these are huge decisions. And we don't know what's going to happen in the future. If you work for yourself like I do, you never know what's going to happen next month or next year. You never know. You can't guarantee it. It can be quite daunting to do that. If you're following your dream and you're trying to be a professional musician and you're busking on the streets or whatever it is that you're doing, again, you're taking a big risk, and it can be easy to be, I suppose, scared or terrified by the challenges that lie there. But the truth is that those challenges are out there, and you know that they're out there, and you can prepare for them, and therefore you can handle them. Handling uncertainty means that you accept that uncertain times are to come, but that's the exciting part. You see, every great story, every great movie that you've ever seen, every great film you've ever watched, every great book you've ever read, every great play you've ever seen, all of them have one thing in common. All of them have a lot of conflict. And that conflict is challenge. Every great successful sports person that you've ever seen has become successful because they've had a lot of challenge in terms of the work that they've done. Nobody's ever been plain sailing from the beginning. They've all fought their way. And they've had to lose many times before they won. Every great business person that's ever succeeded has done so because their life was so difficult or because they failed many times in business, and that gave the impetus to them to be able to move forward. You see, failure creates strength. Challenge creates strength. All of this uncertainty, this not knowing what's going to happen, that creates strength. Because in uncertainty comes the opportunity, the exciting opportunity to overcome challenge, to overcome the hurdles, to be able to move forward and to be forced into a reactive situation where you've got to respond. See, if you're uncertain, now it's up to you. And it's up to how you face these exciting new challenges that you haven't even faced yet. So if you are going into the future and you're not sure if you're going to do okay, that's the time to be excited. Because it will be tough. But toughness makes you better. Toughness makes you stronger. And only the strong survive, like they say. Now you might think to yourself, what if I'm not strong enough? I'm not sure I am. But the truth of the matter is that you only get stronger when you push yourself against force. And you work with every fiber of your soul to be as good as you can be. Because when you do that, that's what allows you to be able to be better and stronger and more able to deal with anything. So when you think about not knowing what this future has in store, think about the different options or the different possibilities of what might be in store. And realize that no matter what, everything's going to be okay. You will get through this. You know, years and years ago when we were hunters and gatherers, we had to face continuous life-defining moments where we would die if we made wrong decisions. We would die if something bad happened. Nowadays, the worst-case scenario usually might be a rejection or a failure or a mistake that we make. But the benefit is that we always have an opportunity to pick ourselves back up and move forward. So when you're not sure of the future, at least you can be sure of yourself. When you're not sure of the future, at least you can be sure of yourself. And so begin to invest that certainty in you and that certainty in knowing that no matter what, you'll handle it. And when you do that, you will be able to handle uncertainty. You'll be able to handle challenges. You'll be able to handle the rejection that you get. You'll be able to handle the business that doesn't come your way. You'll be able to handle the audition that doesn't work out. You'll be able to handle the interview that doesn't happen. You'll be able to handle the gig that never takes place. Because you'll know you'll be able to roll with the punches. And you'll know that maybe, just maybe, in the uncertain world of the future, something magical and amazing is right there. I hope that makes sense. It does to me. Well, nothing else. At least I get to hear it. For now, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick. Go out into the world, the uncertain world. Make an impact on it. Let the uncertain world impact you in ways that you haven't even noticed or expected. And be a legend in your own unfamiliar, weird kind of lunchbox. If it's a weird kind of lunchbox, could be someone else's lunchbox. You want to get your own one. Be a legend in it anyway. Thanks for watching.